I don't know if to thank Jeff Hinton or say, what the fuck is wrong? No, Jeff is mentally and emotionally disabled. Okay. I have brain injuries, okay, from being abused by people that are mentally and emotionally disabled. Guys, the scientific community is clinically insane, or we'd be using technology to share the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. Oh, wow, yeah. Go figure. Oh my gosh. No fair, Hugo Weaving. I just turned you into Keanu Reeves. Oh, does that mean we all have to say, excellent? Yeah. You killed Ted, you medieval dickweed. Right. No, he is Ted. That's Bill. Okay, sorry. Screwed my pooches there. Okay, sorry. But they're historical babes, man. Okay. So. We used to watch Keanu Reeves movies all the time and look for the Ted moment. We watched I think it was a Denzel Washington. I can't remember. It was a Shakespearean movie. And Amy's sitting there, wait for it. And she would always, it's so funny. No, they weren't bad movies, so it wasn't too bad, but we were a little bit, yes, all of them. There's always a Ted moment. There's like one time where he does I think maybe he does it for his fans to go, they're all waiting for that Ted moment. I got to do it, right? I haven't watched any of the new John Wick movies to look for the Ted moment or stuff. I'm not with my Amy anymore. She was so funny, though. We'd sit there and we'd rewind it. There it is. It was kind of like when we watched The Greatest Story Ever Told, and they had all those cameos, and then we'd sit there, surely this man was the son of God. We're like, oh God, they could. She was laughing, going, that's like on Wayne's World. Can't we get Mulberry Street? Couldn't we get a better actor for this part? And we kept rewinding. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Then wait, it's John Wayne. It's John Wayne, Ron Rain. Okay. We were cracking up. It's like, okay, now it makes sense. But at first it was like, what? You have all these people trying to be Shakespearean, and then you get the crucifixion and the aftermath, and this Roman centurion standing there in the twilight. And surely this man was the son of God. I'm not gonna hit you. Like hell, I'm not. Start laughing. It was John Wayne. John Wayne on the lip. But okay, it's the greatest story ever told. Now it makes sense, man. Do you get it? These are historical babes with their hunks, man. So you're sitting there watching this stuff, and they have the Epstein people are doing this, and people are doing that, and they're all, wow. And the quantum computing for me is helping everything just radically slow down. You know, where emotionally at first I was like, whoa, you know, God damn, this has to stop. This is horrible. Now it's like, you think everything in our historical communications tells us, okay, that eventually it will stop. That the technology will assimilate to a greater intelligence and understanding of people like Krishnamurti, Suzuki, and Selassie, and myself, as opposed to the people that invented the technology to try to quantify. Because it says, Pascal, you know, if you try to grasp the infinite with the finite, it's going to drive you mad. You're going to go crazy. You can't explain everything. You just got to accept certain things the way they are. Okay. Like that one dude, the kid on the drug addict in that was quoting Machiavelli and Sun Tzu and all that from the old Duke Meehill Rockefeller people and all that when they locked me up in the DA detention center back in 2012. Right? A man has to accept it. And I'm like, oh God, will you please shut the fuck up? It's like, you do know you're saying that to yourself. He thinks he was saying it to me. That he was being a philosopher and being smarter than me. And then after, why are you so upset? He got high on heroin and hit the back of an ambulance and killed the person they were transporting in the ambulance to the hospital. And I'm like, yeah, a man does have to accept it. You're completely right. But he was saying it to me because I was talking. This guy thinks he's somebody special and important. And I'm like, yeah. And that's the thing with most of these people. I was sitting there watching Michael Irvin and Shannon Sharp talk about, you know, the trade of Micah Parsons and Deion Sanders and Travis Wu and what they fear is being, you're nobody called today. He hung up when I asked his name. Well, I wonder, does he think he's being clever? They fear being nobody. What'd you do? Hey, man, glory days. You could throw that fastball by you, but you could look just like a fool. Glory days. Got a wife and kids in Baltimore, Jack. Went out for a drive, and I never went back. What happened? A damn bus with the Swedish bikini came along, and they asked me to be their lotion and oil boy. And I was way smarter than Harry and Lloyd. No, it's stupid. Right, it is. But no, they fear being nobody. Guys, in the future with sports, yeah, you might want to be a plumber. There's not going to be trades or blockbuster trades. You're going to have have YMCA League. You sign up for YMCA League with your buddies. Where do you like to live? I like Denver. Now, where you have a big club league. That's how it started out in Canada. They were club teams. Okay. Now, where most places it was club teams. And where you have a big league where people, come on, people now, because you did it in college and now you want to continue to do it after college. But you need the revenue in order to, in a way where it's you could turn it into a lucrative career for 10 years to set you up financially for the rest of your life, because people are stupid and can't apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer. Thank you very much. This has been a message supported by the love of the Messiah. All of us. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Does it sound more intelligent if we use a British accent? Don't buy her insurance because it's bullshit. Accept our love. Thank you. Okay. Why'd you say bullshit? Why the fuck not? Okay. They do say, do people with a British accent, especially when it's with a, not a Papa's accent, but, do they say fuck? Bloody fuck you. You are a cold cunt, aren't you? I think I've heard it in Guy Ritchie movies. Oh, yeah. Okay, but no. So that's the fear of being nobody. And it's like, it's way better to be honey-do list, dad, and mom's Pearl, okay, than it is to be, hi, all you superficial idiots. Run by your penis and your pocketbook. I'm your giver, goddess, healer of hermaphrodites. Uh-huh. Hey, that's Judy Tenuta. She's funny, right? Let's all do Catholic aerobics. Okay. Stand up. Sit down. Eat something. Now feel guilty. Now burn in hell. You're like, why have you been doing what you're doing? To help people through hell psychologically and physiologically. The person Patrick was mad at me. Why Amy? Because Amy was part of a science project set up for genocidal operations because of their genetics and the way they reacted to abuse from the scientists and the people that use the scientists to abuse us to feel powerful with money and technology. Oh, so I dove in. I knew who I had to save. So I didn't get and date Jerry because I knew that would go in the wrong place. And Jake's mom would have agreed with me on most intelligent things. See, when I married Stephanie, right, she could not make a decision if you held a gun to her head. And then she would beat the hell out of you and say, that was the best decision I ever made. It's like, yeah, I get it. But so you're like sitting there going, because then she feels in power and control. But if you give her an option and say, okay, here's what we're going to do, well, is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed. These are your options, and then you're going to make it work. I want to make sure that it works. Well, then you're going to have to do that. Okay, so she sat there, and when we talked about getting time to get out and go back home, she goes, I want to go back to Phoenix. I don't want to be around the Gilliards. I said, okay, I'll look for other options. So I sat down, I looked through all these different options, and I said, it was beautiful. It would have been wonderful. Patrick would have loved it. She would have loved it. She would still be a well-kept, hot, light brown, hazel-eyed, amazing voiced, like one of Malcolm X's daughters, lesbian of a rich white lady that acted like Georgia O'Keeffe in Santa Fe. Yes. Okay. She'd be, and Steffi, I'm coming. And they'd be in pristine environment, very little to no stress, because the woman would be rich and do whatever Stephanie wanted. Because it would be tangible and feasible. And she'd be brilliant and genius and artistic and creative all the fucking time. I was going to set her up for life. But the military and the Pentagon wouldn't let that happen. They would always stress her with certain different things. And every time she got stressed, what if this isn't working? How's that? I was like, this is totally different. And I would sit there and I said, I set it up, and we got this. I got everything ready to go, but we got to get this in time for it to work. No, I don't want to. What am I going to do? Go to school. I don't know what I want to study. And I already spent all that money on Al Collins. You didn't spend money on Al Collins. I paid for Al Collins. Me and Yolanda, the girl, your cousin that I was going to marry. Okay, we paid for your Al Collins. We found that out later. It was Trisha. Kay was one of those type of kids, you're going to do this or you're going to get out, right? She adapted Trisha's daughter to fix her. And then she was, okay, now you got to make a decision. You're 18, right? And Steffi couldn't make up her mind. And Steffi would have been better off just to let her go to community college, get a job. And then when she's ready to leave the nest, she'll leave. Okay. And she did that with Shelly, but she wasn't doing that with Stephanie because she didn't get definitive answers. She wanted, what are you going to do? You don't have a plan. You're lost. She's going to have to make up her own plan. But Kay's one of those type of people, tell me exactly what your goals is and Steffi's like, I'm not sure yet. Okay. And if someone's not sure, you need to give them that, and then what she did, well, you're good at art, so you're going to do this. And then she put her in Al Collins, which is, 2 years, but way too much money and all that. And Trisha was mad. She's like, Steffi really didn't want to do this. You forced her into doing it. And now she has this thing and it's hard to get jobs. And she screwed up though. She got offered a job by a guy at a black art show in Phoenix to Sports Illustrated. And she said, no, I didn't take it. She goes, why? She goes, because I want to get like Disney and all that. I was like, that's how you get Disney is you do caricatures and art things for Sports Illustrated. Then Sports Illustrated, hey, who did this? It's this young black girl named Stephanie Gilliard. Oh, well, would you like a job at Disney? You have to build a resume. And she, afterwards, I was like, why didn't you take it? Well, the guy seemed like, oh, yeah, that happens. He probably was sexually attracted to you and interested in you. And that's something you'd have to deal with. Okay? But once you got in the door and you got the resume, that's just what you have to deal with when you deal with debt and trespassing. You're not like me and you're not the Messiah and you don't respect people. Okay, you don't respect people because you got to make that money. Okay, go sell them fucking pizzas, asshole. Douchebag. Oh, you feel fresh and clean now? Yeah. You talking, always talking. Profession, world's first profession. I'm not picking on Jennifer Lopez. I am motivating Jennifer Lopez. I am a better coach than Bobby Knight and Mike Krzyzewski ever thought about being. Hey, first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. Dust yourself off and try again. She's always getting on me. You got to do this and you got to do that. I'll do what I got. Okay, stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Okay, all these things that your tech support says I should do, and I have like a death wish, is because you guys won't stand up for Lord's Prayer, and you were supposed to be my forever love, and the mindfuck of a 4-year-old. Okay, and that 4-year-old, all you have to do is stand up for the Lord's Prayer, and then I will have clean weather anywhere, anyway, anyhow. They'll even have clean weather. I will clean out better if I go to a place with positive ions, where rich people go, either to the pine mountains or the ocean. And I probably prefer the pine tree mountains because I'm more of a, Don McLean than Patrick likes the ocean. I may hang out with Patrick on the ocean and then go back to my mountains. Give to me your leather, take from me my lace. I'm just being facetious, but I'm going to load this one up, go check the mail, and then in a couple of hours we'll load another one up for you because we love you. We Stevie B love you.